So I'm watching these two games at the exact same time. And Browner, as much as I hate to admit it, as the number one card-carrying member of the Charger hater club, I'm still able to be analytical, not just hateful. Let me tell you something about this kid, Justin Herbert. He looks in 4 games like he could become a major superstar on 2 fronts. One, he got the game. He's got that new style white guy quarterback game. You just gotta understand the white guy quarterback of Tom Brady, 6'4", 215 pounds, sit in the pocket and not move. The Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers era of quarterback is over. Aaron Rodgers can do a lot of things moving around. So can Drew Brees, always had been able to. But the big, stocky, drop back pocket passer is long gone in the NFL. If you're now a white guy trying to play quarterback in the NFL and you're 6'5", you better be able to really, really run Colin Kaepernick style. So, look, I look at this kid, Justin Herbert, last night. Not only does he have the legs and the arm and the poise, you know what else this guy has? He's got this weird sort of young Brad Pitt hair thing going. He looks like Brad Pitt in Thelma and Louise with acne on his face. He's so young. He's such a child, and he's a good-looking kid, and he's got the game. He looks great in the uniform. Listen, I was rooting for the Chargers to lose. I said yesterday, I think this is the kind of game they could win. Yet again, they jump out to an early lead on a Hall of Fame quarterback on his home turf, and they can't close the deal. You talk about Anthony Lynn being fired for misevaluating Herbert versus Taylor. Anthony Lynn should just be fired because every time you have a big lead on the road against a Hall of Fame quarterback, you got to close, and they can't. They keep giving up gigantic leads. They're terrible. And people around the country ask, what did the fans deserve to get this? And John, you said it perfectly yesterday on Twitter. They left this. They left San Diego. This is what they get. This is what they deserve. I watched both games last night. Dodgers Braves on one TV and the Chargers and the Saints on the other TV. And I was just waiting, like I do every week, for when the Chargers were going to Spanos all over themselves. And they did it yet again.
Let's go through it then, because yesterday the Chargers lost for the first time in their history when their quarterback threw for 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. They were 12-0 up until that point. How about this stat? The Saints trailed by as many as 17 points in their win in overtime. They are the 4th team to overcome a 17-point deficit on Monday Night Football. 3 of the 4 against the Chargers. The Chargers are now the 5th team in NFL history to blow 17-point leads in back-to-back games. No team has ever lost 3 straight when leading by 17. I wouldn't put it past the Chargers, though. And people are always saying, like, aren't you guys over it? Aren't you guys tired of the hate watching or whatever? And to them, I'm just like, listen, dude, I started that game, and I actually fell asleep. I took a nap in the middle of it because I just wasn't that into it. And, you know, Breeze was playing terribly, and I was like, are they really going to do what Scott said? Are they really going to win this game when they're not supposed to? And then you think about it. I took a nap, woke up, and I was like, wait a minute. They're not going to win this game. I know how this plays out. A buddy of mine texted me this like GIF. I put it on Twitter of this, like, they're all stoked because they're winning 20-3. The only thing I replied was Saints going to win. You just know what's going to happen. It'll be a soul crushing defeat. And to those people who are like, aren't you guys tired of it? No, I'm not. I have way more fun watching them lose because it's a different way every single week.
The missed field goal didn't necessarily bother me because the 3 of us watched the game. I knew they weren't going to win. I knew they were going to find a way to lose. I knew Justin Herbert wasn't going to throw the game away. I thought somebody would catch it and fumble, which, by the way, I never want to see another field goal hit the uprights. Cody Parkey has destroyed me for the rest of my adult life.
Yeah, but that's a single doink. It's a single doink, not a double doink.
Any doink.
No doink.
Any doink.
Got it.
Okay, any doink.
Even the wrestler?
Yeah, I'm shell shocked. I got PTSD from doinks. Okay, no more doinking. Just miss it wide left, miss it wide right. But watching this, you rarely see guys just jump off the screen. He's doing that. One of the things that I'm not moved by Joe Burrow, because to me, he doesn't jump off the screen with energy playing the position. Justin Herbert jumps off the screen with him. That uniform helps, by the way.
Wait a second. And by the way, I agree with that. I think Herbert happens to look great in the uniform. Let me understand what you're getting at here, because I'm getting worried about you. Because I was worried about my girlfriend last night. You know, she's sitting there and she's cheering for the Chargers. And I'm like, what's up? And she's like, she's like, I'm a San Diego girl. I grew up in San Diego. That's the team I've always rooted for. They're just on TV. They're wearing the Charger uniforms. I don't know the difference of them being in LA or San Diego. She's like, sorry. I'm like, no, it's cool. I'm like, it's totally cool. Because for someone who wasn't emotionally attached to the move and who doesn't even know the difference because they're not going to games and, you know, there's not that emotional investment. I'm with you, Alex. You can rag me. You can call me salty. You can bust my balls on Twitter. It doesn't matter. I love watching the Chargers because I love watching them lose. I love watching them fail. And listen, I hate to try and have to justify this to everybody, but it's like if you love a team and you desperately want them to win, you're all in on it. It's just the opposite. I love the team falling apart in front of me. I take great pleasure in it. Look, some people play the stock market and they play the long game. They're betting on the stock to go up over time. And some people play the stock market and they play the short game and they're betting on the stock to go down. One seems positive and one seems negative, but ultimately it's the same emotion. It's the same gamble. Same here. Okay. If you love your team and you're passionate about them winning, that's great. If you hate a team and you're passionate about them losing, it's the exact same thing. It's just the positive versus the negative. It's the same emotion. I will watch Charger games. I'll continue to watch them. People say you need them because you talk about them because it's the only thing you got. I like it. I still think a lot of other people, listen,
people still love it.
Dude, everybody in this restaurant last night was watching this game. And half the people were cheering when they didn't get it on fourth down. And half the people cheered when they missed the field goal. And the other half of the people were like, oh, no. Listen, there was one play in that game. You talk about a guy who could be a great player who just can't seem to stay healthy. That kid, Mike Williams, that wide receiver they've got. Dude, he made a play in that game where he went over 2 DBs and made this most spectacular catch. Brilliant throw, unbelievable catch. As someone who I'm rooting against them, but it doesn't mean I can't see that they've got talent.
And by the way, it's the hate watching is not exclusive to the Chargers. Like how many people that were diehard or are diehard Padre fans were watching the Dodgers last night hoping that they lose? How many? Like it's the same thing. Browner watches LeBron. He wants him to lose. He doesn't want to see LeBron win. It's the same thing. It's not exclusive to the Chargers. The only difference between that and what we're doing with the Chargers is that we used to root for the Chargers. We don't anymore. Like, you know, like Browner's never rooted for LeBron, or some people have never rooted for the Dodgers. That's the only difference. When you watch teams, when you watch Tom Brady and the Patriots, how many people watch them lose? It's the same exact thing. You get a joy, and it's as fun, if not more fun, than watching your own team win, is watching those teams lose.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, Scott, you were in that bar. You saw some people cheering. You saw some people booing. Alex, you fell asleep. So I can't really say this about you.
I will go for the comeback.
Okay. Justin Herbert is going to turn that thing around. That bar you were in 2 years from now will be cheering for the Chargers.
I don't agree.
Yeah,
because I do not agree.
Listen,
I guarantee you're wrong.
No, what he could do. This is what he could do, Browner. He could create a fan base in LA. I don't think he's going to win back. I don't think people's minds are going to be changed just because the Chargers get good. Now, some people will go, "Oh, they're good. I'm back on the bandwagon."
Yep.
But what I'm saying is that where Herbert could be successful is that he's good looking and he's got the right game and he's at the very early stages of his career at a young age. Could he, if the Chargers become good, could he then be what they needed in that market? But I don't agree, man. I think people's minds are made up. You either hate the Chargers now because they moved, or you still hung on to it and you love the Chargers? You disagree.
Time heals all wounds, even the deepest of cuts. And if you put a person out there, again, this is entertainment. Sports is 100% based on entertainment. And that kid, if nothing, is entertaining to watch. He might be the most entertaining player they've ever had at that position. So now you put him out there now, and all these people who swore them off, they may still not like Dean Spanos, but there are a bunch of people who were still cheering for Phillip Rivers. People will find a way to root for the player, just like they just root for LeBron. They don't care what team he's on. Justin Herbert will win people over in San Diego because there's a large portion of San Diego Charger fans who want them to be good, but they also want Dean to suffer. Because I guarantee you, the numbers were up last night locally for that game.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't know what they are yet.
Are you guys, because when I see this kid, I get worried for the kid because I know the organization, the track record for superstars on that team. Look at Derwin James, cannot stay healthy. Look at Joey Bosa, always seems to be nicked up. He's a great player when he's on the field, but yesterday on a pitch count, couldn't really play a lot. Like the organization has a track record of their stars not being able to stay on the field or leaving early when they're able to leave after free agency. I said it before. If he stays with the Chargers, he's the next Matt Stafford. He's going to throw up a crap ton of numbers, throw a crap ton of touchdowns. He's not going to win jack squat.
This is where I would disagree. That team he's on right now is more talented than any Stafford team he's ever been on.
Yeah, maybe so. But to Alex's point, where's Keenan Allen? Mike Williams is always hurt. Melvin Ingram is hurt. Austin Eckler is hurt. They have a track record of injuries because they're so utterly cheap as an organization that they don't take care of their players the way Super Bowl contenders want to take care of their players.
I mean, dude, let's not sugarcoat the fact that the only reason the dude is playing is because the freaking doctor hurt Tyrod Taylor. Like, that's the only reason the kid is playing. We would still not even know what the hell Justin Herbert could do if the Chargers' ineptitude at the doctor level wasn't so terrible.
Maybe they did it on purpose. Maybe they did it on purpose.
My first point: fire Anthony.